Do you measure your worth by how productive you are? I used to do this, and I believe that this is a very unhealthy way of approaching life. If I wasn't 100% productive every single day, then I would label myself as lazy and unworthy of the things I wanted in life, when that is simply not true. We are not meant to work at 100% every single day. I think it's important to take a more gentle approach to productivity, because once you do, you're going to see yourself be more productive. You're going to see yourself actually achieve the goals that you want. You're going to stop bed rotting as much. You're going to get out of freeze mode and actually get things done. Taking a more gentle approach to productivity is the way to go about it. And I'm going to be sharing with you guys some of the things that I do to get more done, be successful in my business, and still be able to do the things I like to do, like hang out with friends and family, do hobbies, and other things. So without further ado, let's get into this video. Okay guys, our bodies know the vibes based off of our habits. If you are someone who wakes up in the morning and instantly falls into freeze mode, which freeze mode is basically a state in which you are not able to undertake certain tasks based off of a mental or emotional block. If you suffer from falling into freeze mode, then you probably should prioritize your habits to try to avoid it. I know for me personally, if I wake up in the morning and I do not have a concrete plan set in place, I am more likely to fall into freeze mode, and I don't like it, okay? I don't like feeling stuck. It does not feel good. So I prioritize planning, and I'm going to share with you a little bit of my planning strategy now. So the night before, I like to make 3 different to-do lists. I like to make an anti-to-do list first. These are the things that I am not going to be doing the next day. So my anti-to-do list can look like no scrolling first thing in the morning, no distracting yourself too much with playing with the dog, no FaceTiming for hours with friends and family, especially when I have a lot of things I need to prioritize throughout the day. The anti-to-do list just helps you really lay out on the ground the things that you don't need to do. Then you need to create your essential to-do list. These are priority items. These are the things that need to get done, okay? Sometimes it's just one thing, but sometimes it's 3 things, okay? Write out your essential to-do list next. And then lastly, you have your supplemental to-do list. These are things that aren't really a priority, but these are things that you might want to do. And if you have the time to do it, then you're going to be able to squeeze that in. So those are the 3 to-do lists that you make the night before. So you know what is a priority and what is not a priority, and what things that you're not going to do under any circumstance, okay? Next, you're going to batch your tasks into energy levels. You have your high energy level tasks and you have your low energy level tasks, okay? The high energy tasks are going to require a lot more focus, creativity, problem solving, and they're going to take a little bit more mental and emotional energy, right? Those low energy tasks are things that are a little bit more routine and repetitive and that don't take up as much mental energy, okay? So you're going to look at your to-do list and you're going to label your tasks by high energy tasks and low energy tasks. Okay guys, so you're going to need a place to create your to-do list and to stay organized, because let's be real, staying organized is hard and most of these productivity apps feel more like homework than help. However, there is a free to start tool that makes planning, note-taking, and staying organized effortless, and that is Xtiles, and I want to thank them for sponsoring this portion of the video. Xtiles is an easy to use digital planner that's inspired by paper planners and bullet journals. You're able to structure your day, week, month, year with full flexibility. Now, I love staying organized, so I like to use Xtiles for my to-do list I was talking about earlier to help manage my brand collaborations, meetings, events, and things like that. Now, if you do not like to start from scratch, then they also have templates that you can fully customize. Their templates are really cute. They have like a weekly planning template. They have a 30, 60, 90-day goal template. So much for you to choose from. You're also able to link your Google Calendar to your Xtiles as well, which I think is really cool. There's your task page where you can sort your tasks by priorities, switch to a table view, or even attach files to each task. There's a project base, which acts like a folder for your life. Each project gets its own dedicated space. You can access them from a central hub or link them to specific months for better context. Everything stays connected but not cluttered. Your personal knowledge base, a smart place to store articles, PDFs, links, books, or even images. You can add resources manually or forward any content straight into your space with one click, and soon it'll be fully automated, saving and organizing info as you go. If Notion ever felt like too much, Xtiles is your easier visual alternative. It's like your favorite paper planner, but smarter, synced, and way more fun to use. So if you want to get organized without the overwhelm, try Xtiles today. It's free to start, and trust me, you'll love it. Click the link in my description box, and thank you Xtiles for sponsoring this portion of the video. So next you need to find and protect your peak. Your peak is going to be the time of day where you are most productive. I think it's important to do this before planning out your day or week so you can figure out when you're able to actually take on those high energy tasks. For me personally, my peak is between 8 a.m. and 2 p.m. And once 2 p.m. hits, I start to dwindle down in productivity. I don't feel as productive, and those are usually the times where I try to tie any loose ends together and move into more low energy tasks. So everybody's different. Some of us are a lot more productive in the afternoon. Some of us need the morning to ease into things. Some of us are more productive at night and more creative at night. But no matter what you're trying to do, I think it's important to find your peak and protect it. This is not the time to be distracted on your phone, because let's be real, our minds are just as sensitive as our bodies, okay? And you don't want to use your mental energy on things that are not worthy of it, okay? And yes, scrolling might feel mindless to us, but it does take a lot of mental energy to be on your phone and scroll. And if you spend your whole morning scrolling, by the afternoon, your brain is going to feel just bogged down. It's not going to feel great, and you're not going to want to get any more high energy tasks done. Or you might just have to force yourself to do it, which can have long-term detrimental effects on your mental health. So find your peak and protect it at all costs. It's not every morning that I want to get work done, but I know for a fact that if I don't get the things that I need to get done, especially if they're high energy items, then I'm going to have to push them to the next day, because I know as the day goes on, it's going to be harder for me to build up that motivation. You are basically supporting yourself. You're supporting your body. You're supporting your brain. You're supporting your energy when you work with yourself in this way. So before planning anything, I need you to figure out what your peak is and protect it at all costs. Let me know down below what your peak is. Are you someone who's more productive in the morning? Are you someone who's more productive in the afternoon, nighttime? And just know there is no right answer when it comes to this, okay? No one is better than the next person because their peak is in the morning, okay? That is not the truth, but let me know what your peak is down below. At the beginning of this video, I talked about how important it is to make sure that you are not forcing yourself to work at 100% every single day. The way that you do this is by breaking up your days into maximum effort days, moderate effort days, and light or slight work days, okay? Now, I've talked about this in the past, and this has been a game changer for me, because in the past, I thought that I had to make this long to-do list every single day and get every single thing done every day, and that would ruin my confidence. It would make me feel awful, and I wasn't able to get anything done in the long run, essentially. But once I started to look at my days and break them up into max, moderate, and minimal/light effort days, I was able to breathe more in between my days. I was able to give myself a brain break every once in a while, and it was just very, very, very productive for me. So your maximum effort days are the days where you are working at about 80% to 100. Now, I don't really like to work at 100%. I think that's a lot, but like, let's say 80 to 100%, okay? And your moderate work days, you're working at around like 50, let's say, to like 70%. And then your light work days, you're working at around 30%. Easy tasks, right? Easy days. And then you have full-blown rest days, of course. Now, for me personally, I like to have 2 maximum effort days. I like to have 2 or so moderate work days, and then 2 or so light work days. Now, I love to hit the ground running on Tuesdays and Thursdays because I'm the type of person person who likes to ease into the work week. So Mondays are typically a moderate work day for me. I am setting a plan in place. I'm looking at my schedule. I'm solidifying things. I'm answering emails. I am working on my scripts for my videos. That's typically Monday. Tuesdays and Thursdays, I'm going full force, right? I'm filming, I'm editing, I'm doing things that take a lot of mental work, and I'm pretty much going almost all day. And Wednesdays, I like to pull back, keep it light, either light or moderate, depending on how much I need to get done, right? And then Fridays are light to moderate depending on the week as well. And Saturdays, there's some Saturdays where I work, not gonna lie, because I am self-employed. Today's a Saturday, not gonna lie, and I'm filming this morning. So again, Saturdays I would like to not work, but sometimes there are light work days, sometimes there are moderate work days, sometimes I don't work at all. And Sundays, nothing happens at all. But as you can see, I only dedicate 2 days out of the week to working extremely hard. And that is to protect my mental health, that is to protect my physical body, and that's to help me keep going for much longer. Break up your days into maximum effort days, moderate effort days, light work, or nothing at all. And that is going to help you sustain these habits for much longer. Okay guys, so next I need you to identify your personal productivity rhythm. Okay, you're gonna do this by scheduling those high energy tasks, right, in your to-do list during your peak, and scheduling those low energy tasks during the dips in your day. This is going to help you develop a rhythm and flow throughout the week so you can feel your best, okay? So you're not using all of your mental energy all throughout the day, and you're able to have energy throughout the week to be successful. Now, it's going to take a lot of intuition. It's going to take a lot of trial and error and trying out different routines for you to be successful at this, but don't stop trying at it, okay? Create different schedules for yourself and see how it works out for you. Trust me, as someone who works for themselves, I wasn't always here when it came to my schedule. I was not always here. I've had to make crazy changes to my schedule. I've had to set up intense boundaries. I've had to change a lot of my internal habits and my internal thoughts to get where I am right now. But it has all been about trial and error and trying different routines, different schedules out until I found the right one. So that's why I said to create this like personalized, productive rhythm for yourself. And once you get into that rhythm and flow, and once it feels right, everything is gonna fall into place. You're gonna feel a lot better when it comes to hanging out with friends and family. You're going to be able to squeeze in more hobbies. You're going to have more energy to do the things that you like to do, like working out and meal prepping and meal planning and all of that stuff. But you have to get your schedule right first. So trial and error, try different things out. This is your time, and it's time for you to be very, very intentional with it. Lastly, I'm going to leave you with a few tips, okay? Number one, manage your energy, not just your time. Your energy levels are what's going to actually help you complete the tasks that you need to complete. So it's really important to be very intuitive with how you're feeling day to day and make any changes that you need to make so you are as productive as possible, and so you just have energy to not only be productive, but to do things that you actually like working out and completing hobbies and hanging out with friends and family. You shouldn't just give yourself enough energy to get work done. You should have energy to do things that you like to do. So manage your energy, not just your time, by making sure you're continuing to stay hydrated, okay? And eating really healthy foods to help fuel your life, and getting enough rest every single night so you are able to do the things that you want to do. We all know how exhausting it is to try to push through when our bodies just don't feel like it. And for a lot of us, we can help support our bodies and help support ourselves through stressful times and work periods and all of this stuff. We have to support ourselves in the best way possible. Manage your energy, not just your time. The next one is obviously limit distractions. This one is so important. Limit the distractions in your life. Set boundaries for yourself and for the people in your life so you are able to show up for them in the best way possible, and you're able to show show up for yourself. Yeah, in the morning, don't be on your phone. Don't scroll first thing. I know it's easier said than done, and I know it's something that we're all working on, but don't scroll first thing. Get up, wash your face, start your morning routine, and give yourself time to show up for yourself first before you start showing up for people online, etc., etc. The next one is give yourself grace on the weeks that don't go as planned, because there are going to be several weeks that don't go as planned. You're going to make so many lists, to-do lists. You're going to plan out your whole week, month. You're going to plan out a whole trip. And sometimes these things that you plan for yourself don't work out in the way that you expected them to work out. And that is okay. Do not constantly put yourself down for not being perfect. Do not constantly spew negativity in your life, because honestly, you are all you have at the end of the day. And it's important for you to speak positivity in your life as much as possible. So remember, your plan isn't always going to work out. There are going to be blips in the road. There's going to be things that just simply do not work out. And that is okay. Take it as a learning experience, make the changes that you need to make, and move forward. So the next thing I want to talk about is using the 80-20 rule when it comes to your life. Okay, 80% of your life should be productive and 20% of your life should be fun, full of hobbies and things that you like to do, and resting. Most importantly, resting. Do not neglect rest in your life. You should have moments where you are completely shutting down work and completely pouring into yourself, because we all love to say that you cannot pour from an empty cup. You can't. So make sure that you are penciling in time to do absolutely nothing. I love my days where I do nothing. Those are the days that fuel me. Those are the days that help me push forward on my work days. And I am nothing without a little bit of rest. I am nothing without a little bit of self-care. I am not going to be able to show up for you guys in the way that I show up if I'm not taking the time to just show up for me. So I rest a lot, and I definitely honestly encourage you and implore you to make sure you're scheduling in rest as well. Next thing I want to talk about is learn from your successes as well as your mistakes. And we talked a little bit about this earlier, but you're going to make mistakes. There are going to be things that don't work out when it comes to your schedule. You need to not only learn from the successful moments in your life, but you need to learn from the mistakes that you make, because if you don't learn from them, 9 times out of 10, those mistakes are going to make their way back into your life. So learn from them and figure out how to not get back there again. Next, get better at saying no. It needs to be really strict around here, okay? I know for me, my family and friends love to joke around about how strict I am with my schedule, and I am. It is real strict around here, because I am not going to be able to be where I am without being strict. I didn't get here without being strict. I'm not going to be able to maintain this without being strict. So don't let anybody make you feel bad for maintaining a schedule and maintaining a to-do list and keeping a very, very strict, structured life. I think it's important for a lot of people to have structure in their lives so they are able to continue on. And let me tell you, I was one of those kids who was forced to write in my planner. I was forced to have a schedule going, because I was definitely one of those kids growing up who was in multiple activities, sports, choir, cheer, everything. And the only way I was able to function was by keeping up with things in my planner, and my parents were able to function in that way too. To be quite honest, as a former teacher and a cheer coach, I will say this: whenever you do teach your kids about structure and planning and organization, it makes for a more responsible adult in the long run. And I won't elaborate further on that, because I know we all know what I mean, but it makes for a more responsible adult whenever you do teach your kids to have more structure, to be organized, to write in their planner. It does. So don't let anybody make you feel like you are too type A or you're too much, because you are. You are too much. And that's what makes you successful, and that's what makes you you. And the last thing that I want to talk about is little by little is better than nothing at all. Taking some type of step towards being better is better than not taking the steps at all. We're not always going to be perfect at everything that we try, but I promise you, the more you try, the more you show up for yourself, the more it's going to show in your life. Okay, you're going to have a lot of positive and and amazing things come your way, the more you try to be better for yourself and for your family and your future self and your future children and your children. Like, little by little is better than nothing at all. And that's where I want to leave you guys. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope this video was helpful. Leave a comment down below if you like to see more content like this, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace out, Girl Scout. Bye.